Good afternoon, children. A very good afternoon to all of you from Aparajita ma'am from Techno India Group Public School. Now, today I'm going for the chapter which we started. What was that chapter? Let me show you all. We have introduced ourselves to tense. Now, for a recapitulation again, what are tenses? Now, what is a tense? A tense is a form of the verb which is generally used to denote the time of an action. This we have done beforehand also. Hope you all remember what is tense. Tense is a form of the verb that is generally used to denote the time of an action. Now, what are the three different kinds of tenses we deal with? Present, past and future. Now, as we have already done beforehand, what's present tense? What is present tense, children? Present tense is used to denote an action that happens now. So that's present tense for us. An action that is being done now. Now, what's past tense? What does past tense denote? It denotes an action that took place earlier. Earlier might be 1 hour, it might be 1 day, it might be 1 year or a long time. So that's past tense. And what's future tense? Future tense denotes an action that is yet to happen. It might happen just the next moment. But when we are saying about it now at present, the sentence is to be referred as future tense. So that's what is present, past and future. Hope you all understood. We have done it beforehand also. This is a recapitulation going on. What is tense and what are the three kinds of tense? Now coming up next, we have done past tense. What is past tense? Let me again recapitulate. Past tense denotes an action that took place earlier. So that's what is past tense. I hope you all remember. There's no problem in remembering what is past tense. Now, what's the next we have already done? We have already done the simple past. Now, what is simple past? The simple past is used to indicate an action that was completed in the past. For example, we started this game in the year 2010. We started this game in the year 2010. This sentence, the verb started indicates simple past tense. Now here I shared y'all a video where you all were said about simple past tense beforehand. Now coming up to the next. Today what are we learning? We have done these exercises also beforehand. Hope you all remember. Now, just for a recapitulation, what's simple past tense? Just see here. Simple past tense. What does it denote? We use simple past tense to talk about finished actions, states or habits in the past. The simple past tense is the basic form of past tense in English. The time the action can be in the recent past or the distant past. An action duration is not important. We use simple past tense to express the idea that an action started and finished at a specific time in the past. We do not have to mention the specific time every time. Suppose she studied English. James played basketball yesterday. A series of completed actions in the past. If you want to talk about the series of completed action, we use simple past. I walked out at the gym, I took a shower, and I went to school. With most verbs, the past tense is formed by adding ed. But some verbs are irregular and the simple past. Here are the common ones. Just the common ones for you all here. Be turns into was and were, go into went, know to knew, give to gave, and have to had. Make to made, think to thought, buy to bought, get to got, and say to said. Hope you all understood. In a positive form, I've worked. He worked. You have worked. I didn't work. He or she did not work. And they did not work too. In an interrogative form, did I work? Did she work? Or did he work? Now let's take a look at some of the examples here. I went to theatre last weekend. The word went is in simple past. Tim studied hard and passed the test. So here studied is in simple past. So this part has been done yesterday. It's just a recapitulation. Hope it's clear to all of you. Now this exercise which we had done already. So I hope the answers were clear to you. Just let me recapitulate the answers once more. Great leaders such as Mahatma Gandhi, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, and Bhagat Singh fought for the independence of India. The British ruled over India for more than 2 centuries. They followed the policy of divide and rule for governance. They divided India into two nations before they left the country in 1947. Sri Lanka, number two, Sri Lanka was also under the British rule for a long time. The country got its independence in the year 1948. On 21st July 1916, Sri Mavu Bandaranaike took office as the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka. Now the last part we'll be doing today. Now, just see here. Change the tense of the following passages into simple past. Just for a recapitulation. Radhika is awarded the best student of the year. Will it be? It will be Radhika was awarded the best student of the year. She received 12 books and a scholarship as prize. Her parents felt very happy on her success. Her friends congratulated her on this distinction. Now, number B there. It was Monday. Ali came to the Providence School as a teacher for the first time. The first person he meets in the school is George. He appeared. The first person he met in the school is George. Met. He He appeared much younger than his age. Ali thinks he was a student. George smiled at Ali and took him to the classroom. Ali, all the students stood up to greet George with a lot of enthusiasm. He introduced Ali to the students. Ali discovered that George was also a teacher in the school. They became friends. Now, see there. Ria's first day at school was going very well. Found that the school is much bigger than her previous one. During lunch, she explored the library and was happy to see her favorite books on the shelves. Her classmates and teachers were very helpful. They made sure she understood what is being taught. Now, number D day. The day after the storm was bright and sunny. The leaves looked fresh and new. Birds were singing and flying around their nests. The flowers in the garden seemed more colorful. Butterflies found their way to these flowers to collect nectar. So that was let's practice the pages 62 and 63. Today we'll be coming up to the next part. What is the next part about? Past continuous. Let me explain you all first. What is past continuous? The past continuous tense refers to a continuing action or state that was happening at some point in the past. The past continuous is formed from the past tense of be with the ing form of the verb. Past continuous tense is most often used for actions happening at some time in the past. We use the past continuous tense when we want to talk about an action that was happening over a period of time. I was reading my book last night, reading. Continuous action in the past. He was driving when we saw him. Driving, a continuous action in the past. We use the past continuous to talk about something that was happening again and again. They were working every day after school. We use the past continuous with verbs which show change or growth. Our English was improving. They were growing up so quickly. These words growing, improving, they show continuous action of change or growth. The past continuous and simple past are commonly used together. Simple past tense is used to refer to the shorter action that happens in the middle of a longer background action. In a positive form, I was working, he was working, and they were working. In a negative form, what will we write? I wasn't working, he wasn't working, and they weren't working. For an interrogative form, was I working? Were they working? Now let's take a look at some examples. We were waiting for you waiting is in past continuous. What were you doing when the earthquake started? Doing. What were you doing? So, past continuous action. I was working when you had the car accident. So, working. It tells us about a past action. James wasn't talking to me. So that's what the word talking is a past continuous action that took place. So these are some examples of actions which were in the continuing form in the past. Now, here, here is the page which we have after page 63. So, page 63, there was a continuation. She dash the world's first female prime minister. She became. Become will be became. The world's first female prime minister and the first female head of government in post-colonial Asia. So number three now, Nepal. Nepal remained a monarchy throughout most of its history. What is the question here? I hope you all remember. Complete the following sentences with the correct form of verbs given in brackets. So Nepal remained a monarchy throughout most of its history. In 1990, King Birendra agreed to introduce large-scale political reforms. He introduced parliamentary monarchy in Nepal. In this system, the king remained the head of the state, while the prime minister acted as the head of the government. The country saw the establishment of Federal Democratic Republic in 2008. Dr. Ram Baran Yadav became the first president of Nepal on 23rd July 2008. So this is all is the exercise which we have in page 64. Hope you all understood. I hope there are no problems there. Now coming down here. The next exercise which you have. Rewrite the following story using the past tense of the verbs given in brackets. Once upon a time. Rewrite the following story using the past tense of the words given in brackets. So once upon a time there lived a man and his wife in a village. They were blessed with a goose which laid a golden egg every day. They were very lucky to have such a goose at home. Every day the man went to the market to sell the egg. The money they received by selling the egg helped them to buy what they needed. But soon they began to think that they were not getting rich fast enough. They imagined that the bird was made of gold inside. They decided to kill it in order to get the entire store of gold kept inside the goose's stomach at once. One day they cut it open to get what they wanted. But alas, they discovered to their dismay that it was an ordinary goose, just like any other of its kind. They became very disappointed. They neither got rich as they had hoped nor enjoyed the daily share of their wealth anymore. So, children, this is what we have in our books as our exercises given. Hope it's clear to all of you. Please note it down in your books. This is a class work, so try to maintain it and write it down during your class. Okay? So, thank you, children. A very happy day for you. May you enjoy your day and all the best for your exam.